Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. Today we'll solve some SAT questions. Uh, there will be these questions are all from the question bank. So they will contain questions from algebra, advanced algebra, geometry, or linear equations, linear inequalities, and etc. So we'll solve these questions one by one, and then will it will also help us to build the approach for different types of questions. And there are a mix of easy, medium, and hard level questions. So this will be a good practice for everyone who is preparing for math tests. Huh? साउंड कम अच्छी ना दिया था ठीक है ईयरफोन ना ईयरफोन दे ईयरफोन में ठीक ठाक साउंड ମାନେ କମ କିନ୍ତୁ ଆସୁଛି ଶୁଭିଲା ଭଳିଆ Okay, so let us solve this first question. So this is a difficulty level hard question, and it is a linear equation in a single variable. So the question is, this equation is given 12x plus 28 divided by 4 equal to minus s by 13 equal to r into x minus 8. So this is a equation, and the variable here is x, but there are also two other constants r and s here. So let us read the question what it is asking. So in the given question, in the given equation, s and r are constants. So as I said, s and r are constants, and s is greater than 0. So that is a constant given here. And if the equation has infinitely many solutions, what is the value of s? So we'll have to, so this equation has infinitely many solutions. We have to put that condition here and determine what is the value of s. So let us see first, when can a equation have infinitely many solutions. So for example, if we have a equation where the x terms cancel out in the LHS and RHS, and there is no resultant value with x in it, or there is no the coefficient of x is 0 in that reduced equation after cancelling out all the like terms, then that means that x can be of any value and the equation will be true for all the values. So then it has infinitely many solutions, because any equation of x will satisfy the solution. For example, if there is this question, suppose 3x plus 5 is equal to 6 x. Suppose this is, let me write it this way. Suppose it is equal to 2 multiplied by, suppose it is, let's see, it is 3 by 2x plus 5 by 2. Okay. So now this equation has infinitely many solutions, because it can be reduced to 3x plus 5 on this side, and this will be 3x plus 5. So these x terms, they have the same coefficient, so they will cancel out, and then the constant remaining is equal on both LHS and RHS. So this will have any value of x will satisfy the equation. But suppose if the constant is different, then it will have no solution, because then suppose if instead of 5 here 6 is present, then in that case 5 equal to 6 will get 5 equal to 6 after cancelling out x, which is not correct. So then it has no solution basically. So any value of x you put, that will not satisfy the equation. So from this we know that if the equation has to have infinitely many solutions, then uh, both the coefficients, since it is a linear equation, so we are only talking about the coefficient of the x to the power 1 and the constant term, so both should be equal in LHS and RHS, then only it will have infinitely many solutions. So let us solve it from that concept. Okay. Okay, now let me write the equation. It is 12x plus 28 divided by 4 minus, this is minus s by 13 equal to r x minus 8. Okay, so this is the equation. Now first we'll reduce it. So if you divide it by 4, you can take 4 common here in the numerator. So this will become 4 3x plus 7 and 4 in the denominator, and then we have s by 13 as it is, and then here we can multiply the terms, so it will be Rx minus 8R. Then 4 cancels out here, so only 3x plus 7 remains, and minus s by 13 equal to Rx minus 8. Okay, so now we have simplified this. So here we can now compare the coefficients of x from the LHS and RHS, this coefficient, and we can compare the constant term, and the constant term is this one here, 7 minus s by 13, and here it is this minus 8R. So these two should also be equal. Okay. So if we equate it one by one, then we'll get the value of R and S. Okay, so now first let me equate these x terms. So 3, here we have 3x and here we have Rx, so that is simple. R will be equal to 3 then. Okay, so this is one value of the constant, R is 3. Then the next one is 7 minus s by 13, that is a constant, so let us write that 7 by s by 13, and this is equal to this minus 8R. Okay. Now we already know what R is because we have done this comparison. So R is 3, so you can put the value of 3 here and we get this as minus 24. So now we can easily find S here by solving this equation. So we have we can take S by 13 here, so it will be 7 plus 24 and S by 13 on one side. So we can write this as S by 13 is equal to 7 plus 24. Okay. So then this becomes S equal to 13 multiplied by here 7 plus 24, 31. So this will be equal to 13 multiplied by 31, which will be 1303, so 10040. Okay, so that will be 403. So R is 3 and S is 403. Write that here. Okay, so this is the answer, and since we are given to find the value of S, so this is the correct answer. So okay, let me write that down. So S is equal to 403. This is the answer. Okay, so this equation is solved, and hope the explanation is sufficient and you got how to do it. So you just have to reduce the equation to a simpler form, and then since it has infinitely many solutions, you compare the terms, the coefficients of x and the constant terms, and then you can solve one by one to get these constants. So that is how we got the answer. Okay. Okay, let us move to the next question. Okay, so this is the next question. We have a graph with two lines on it, and we have to tell what system of linear equations is represented by the line shown. So we have to find the equations for both these lines. So it will be a system of linear equations, two linear equations for each line, and here are the options. So we have A, B, C, D. We change the type. Okay, so we have A, B, C, D here, and all of these options are given. So you can see that the equations are quite similar, just the sign is reversed. So we'll have to find the exact one, and we have to be careful here so that we uh, don't pick the wrong option. So we'll have to check the signs while deriving the equations. So let us first mark the points through which these lines pass. So if you get 2 points, then you can derive the equation of each of the lines. So first is this point. So this is 8 comma 0. So both the lines pass through this. They intersect the x-axis at the same point, 8 comma 0. And then two other points here, since it is not intersecting the y-axis at integer points, so we will not mark these. Will Because these only integer markings are there. So here they cross integer here, so we can mark this point, and similarly here this point also we can mark. So this will be 3 comma 4, x equal to 3 and y equal to 4, and this one will be 3 comma 2. So x is 3 and y is 2. Okay, so we have marked all the 3 points. 8 comma 0, both the lines pass through this, and then this upper line passes through 3 comma 4, and this lower line passes through 3 comma 2. Let me name the lines for so that we can refer to them. So let this line be A, the upper one, and let this be B. So A passes through 3 comma 4 and 8 comma 0, and B passes through 3 comma 2 and 8 comma 0. Okay, now let us first get the equation for line A. Okay. Okay, so we have identified 2 points here, 3 comma 4 and 8 comma 0. So first we can find the slope, and then we can use this form of the linear equation, which is y equal to mx plus c, where this is the slope, m is the slope, and okay, we don't have the y-intercept, so we will use a different form. We'll use this form, y minus y1 equal to m x minus x. Okay, this is it. Okay, so this here y1 and x1, this is a point on the line x1 comma y1, and m is the slope. So this is the equation, the slope point form of the equation, y minus y1 equal to slope multiplied by x minus x1. Since m is equal to y minus y1 by x minus x1, so that is how it is derived. So slope is change in y coordinate by change in x coordinate. So let us first find the slope for line A. So we know that slope, if 2 points are given, we can find the slope by doing this. Uh, by doing this, y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Okay, so where x1 x2 x1 comma y1 and x2 comma y2 are 2 points on the line, so then we can subtract the y coordinates and divide it by the difference between the x coordinates, and that will give us the slope. So then we'll use this as y2 and this as y1, so the y2 is 0 and y1 is 4. And similarly x2 is 8 and x1 is 3. So this will be minus 4 by 5. So this is the slope for line A. Now we use this form and we'll get the equation. So for 1 point you can use either this 3 comma 4 or 8 comma 0. So we'll use 8 comma 0 because 0 will simplify things. So let us use this. Y minus 0 equal to minus 4 by 5 and x minus 8. 8 is x1. Okay, so this will reduce to y equal to minus 4 x plus minus 4 into minus 8 is 32 and divided by 5. Okay. Now let us multiply it, this 5 into the right hand side, so we get 5y equal to minus 4x plus 32. Okay, so then we can write 4x plus 5y equal to 32 by bringing it into one side. Okay. So then we see in these given options there is no 4x plus 5y. So we have 4x plus 10y, it takes 10y, 10x 4y, it takes 4y, it takes. So you can see that this is not in the reduced form. There is some common integer multiplied to the whole equation. So this 4 is to 5 ratio, we can see that this ratio is same as 8 is to 10. So if you multiply 2 with it, so we'll get 8 and 10. So let us do that. 8x plus 10y is equal to 64. So do we have this option here? 8x 4y, 10x 4y, 8x minus 4y minus 10x plus 4y, 4x minus 10y minus 8x plus 10y. So here we have 8x and 10y, but the signs are different. And here we have minus 8x and minus 10y is equal to minus 8. So this equation looks similar because this is the same thing, but minus 1 is multiplied. So we can do that. So we can do minus 8x minus 10y is equal to minus 64. Okay, so this is the form in which we have it in the option. So D should be the answer because other equations are not matching. But let us also find the equation for line B and then we can be sure that it is option D. Okay, so let us do it for line B. We open a page here. Okay, so line B. Yes, we can also try out any of these points in the options, so that is also a shorter way. But since these options are a bit confusing, so the point may satisfy um, some of the options, but uh, the other point may not satisfy that option, or there can be a false cases where this point satisfies the equation of some other line, and then we won't be sure which one it is. So yeah, that is also one method, hit and try, but this is more of a cleaner way. So let us do it for line B. And for line B, just to show the full solution, this is the answer, but we'll derive it so that we can get the full solution. And so even if there are no options, we can find the answer. Okay, so we have this 3 comma 2 and 8 comma 0. So again we do the same method. We'll find the slope and then we'll use this for. So here slope will be, so y2 minus y1, again same thing, by x2 minus x1. Okay. And then y2 minus y1 will be this one, uh, 0 minus 2 and 8 minus 3. So this will be minus 2 by 5. Okay. So now let us use that form of the equation, y minus y1 equal to slope multiplied by x minus x1. Okay, so then this will be y minus, again we will use this 8 comma 0 point because this will be easier, lesser calculation. So 8 y minus 0 equal to minus 2 by 5 x minus 8. Okay, and y equal to minus 2x plus 16 divided by 5. So this can be written as 5y equal to minus 2x plus 16. So we can bring it to the left hand side and we can write 2x plus 5y is equal to 60. Okay. So again these equations are not in the reduced form, so we'll have to multiply some factor with it. So 2x and 5y, so we'll see where the ratio of x and y coefficient is 2 is to 5. So since we know that we have got one lines equation from option D, we'll check the other one. So here 4x plus 10y is given, so we can multiply it by 2 to get these coefficients. So we'll write it as 4x plus 10y is equal to 32. Okay, this is the answer, and this is this one, correct. So D is the correct answer, and let me just write that down. Okay, great. Now let us move to the next question. Okay, so question number 3. This one is a easier question, so this will be much faster to solve. So here we are given a function which is defined by f of x equal to 25x plus 30. What is the value of f of x when x is 2? So we'll just have to put x equal to 2 in the equation and we can get the value. So this is very straightforward. You can just write it as f of 2 equal to 25 into 2 plus 30, and that will be 50 plus 30, and it will be 80. So this is the correct answer, C. So let me write that down. Okay. Okay. Now let us move to the next question. Okay. So here this is a linear equation in two variables question, and it is of medium level difficulty. So let us read the question. Line K is defined by y equal to minus 17 by 3x plus y. So line J is perpendicular to line K in the xy plane. What is the slope of line J? So there are two lines, a K line and a J line, and they are perpendicular to each other. And then we have to K, the equation for K line is given. We write it y equal to minus 17 by 3x plus 5. Okay. And we have to find the slope for line J. So first let us see how for perpendicular lines there is an identity that the slope, if two lines are perpendicular and if their slopes are m1 and m2, then the following thing holds. We have m1 multiplied by m2 will be equal to minus 1. So this is an identity or a theorem, and this is because for any two lines, mm, suppose there is a x-axis, and let me draw two lines here. Suppose this is the xy coordinate, and we have two lines like this with these angles. Then suppose this smaller one is theta 1 and this larger one is theta 2. Then slope of the line is basically tan of theta, and theta is the angle they make with the x-axis. So then this angle between them will be theta 2 minus theta 1. So it will be this angle between the lines. So if we find the tan of these, the angle between the lines, because we know that for each of the lines the slope is the tan of the angle they make with the x-axis. So m1 is tan theta 1, and m2 is tan theta 2. Then this tan theta 2 minus theta 1 becomes, the formula is tan theta 2 minus tan theta 1, divided by 1 plus. So this is the formula for tan a minus b, tan of whole of a minus b, any two angles. This is 1, this is 2. Okay, so this is the formula of the tan of the angle between them. Now if the angle between them is 90 degree, then tan of 90 degree tends to infinity. So this will tend to infinity if the denominator is tending to 0. So if this is 0, then tan theta 1 is basically m1 and this is m2. So 1 plus m1 m2 will be 0. So then m1 m2 is 0. m1 m2 is minus 1. Sorry. Okay, so this is just the proof for this theorem. So if we want to find the slope of line j, we can use this because we already know that the equation for the line k is y equal to minus 17 by 3x plus 5. This is already in the form of y equal to mx plus c. So m is minus 17 by 3 and c is 5. So then we can write m1 m2 equal to minus 1. We know m1 is minus 17 by 3, that is the slope of line k. So m2 becomes, so the minus 1, m2 becomes minus 1 by m1. So this will be minus 1 divided by this minus 17 by 3. So then the negative sign cancels out and this will go to the top, so it will be 3 by 17. So our answer is 3 by 17. Okay, so this question is done. You can have a look at the solution for a minute and then we can move on to the next. Okay, so let us move to the next question. So here we have another algebra question, and the question is a on the basis of a system of two linear equations in two variables. So we have x and y here, and there are two equations, and it is in the difficulty level hard question. So we are given two sets of equations: 2 multiplied by 8x plus 4 multiplied by 7y equal to 12, and minus 2 multiplied by 8x plus 4 multiplied by 7y equal to 12. So since the coefficients are equal, just to have a negative sign here, we can add them to eliminate x, and then we'll get y, and then we can put that value back here for y, and then we can get x. So what we are given is the solution to the given system of equations is x and y. So these are the equations, and then we are being asked what is the value of 8x plus 7y. So we'll have to get 8x and 7y's value, and then we'll get the answer. So let's start solving. So 2 multiplied by 8x plus 4 multiplied by 7y, and then we add this, so it will be minus 2 8x plus 4 7y equal to 12 plus 12 is 24. Then this becomes this cancels out, so it will be 8 into 7 equal to 24. So you can get, instead of getting y, you can get 7y, so that you can put that value. So 7y will be 24 by 8, which is 3. Okay, so 7y is 3, and then let us put that value here in the first equation. 2 into 8x plus 4 into 3 is equal to 12. So this is 16x plus 12 is equal to 12. So we subtract 12 from both sides, and we get 16x let me write it at another time. Is equal to 0. So x is 0. So then 8x is also 0. Okay. So then let us write the expression. We are given 8x plus 7y is equal to 0, plus 7y is 3 is equal to 3. So 3 is the value of this expression. 3 is the correct answer. Let us write it. 3. Okay. So you can see the solution for a minute, and then we'll move to the next question. Okay, let us go to the next question. Okay, so this is the question. We're given this equation, this question, and it is based on linear inequalities. This time, inequalities in one or two variables, and it is a medium level question. So let us read the question. A cargo helicopter delivers only 100-pound packages and 120-pound packages. So these are the mass of the packages. For each delivery trip, the helicopter must carry at least 10 packages, and the total weight of the packages can be at most 1100 pounds. So this is the allowable weight on the helicopter, and we have to find what is the maximum number of 120-pound packages that the helicopter can carry per trip. So in one trip, it um, must carry at least 10 packages, and the total weight should be at most 1100, and we should find what is the maximum number of 120-pound packages that it can carry. So whenever you see these at most or maximum or at least these terms being used, then it there is a high chance that it is an inequality based question, and here it is given also. So let us map out the variables were given. So suppose the the cargo helicopter carries A 100-pound packages and B 120-pound packages. So let it be A, and this is suppose B. Then in that case, the total weight of the packages will be 100A plus 120B. This will be the weight of the packages. Now, and this has to be less than 1100. So let us also write that down. Less than equal to 1100. Okay. So then this tells us the relationship between the total weight carried and each of the individual weights. So 100-pound A number of 100-pound packages and 120 number of B number of 120-pound packages, and that should be less than equal to 1100 pounds. And the second constant is the helicopter must carry at least 10 packages. So this A plus B is the total number of packages, so it has to be at least 10. So let us also write that equation or inequality. A plus B will be the total number of packages. So it will be this, and this has to be at least 10. So it will be greater than equal to 10. So minimum is 10, and it can be more also. Here maximum is 1100 weight, so this will be less than equal. So these are the two inequalities we have. Now I have to find the maximum number of 120-pound packages. So 120-pound packages is B. So I have to find what is the maximum value of B. So we can find it from this equation. Uh, so here we have a less than equal to sign, so we can find what is the constant for B. But for that we can solve it like a linear equation where we take one value of B in terms of A with an inequality and then substitute that here. For that, let us derive something from this equation first. So this we can write that B must be greater than equal to 10 minus A. Okay, so this is the inequality we have. Right. Okay, so B is always greater than equal to 10 minus A. So the minimum value of B is 10 minus A, but we have to find the maximum number. So let us instead get the value for A here, because we have to substitute A in terms of B, and then we'll get whole this inequality in terms of B. So we can have A greater than equal to 10 minus B. Okay. This means that the number of 100-pound packages must be greater than equal to 10 minus B, whatever is the number of 120 packages. Now that means that the minimum value for A is this 10 minus B. and it can be higher also, but minimum at least it should be 10 minus b. So here we have to find the maximum value of b. So max b will be maximum when a is minimum, because uh, here, since they are less than equal to a certain particular value, if a increases then b should decrease to preserve this inequality, and if a decreases b would increase. So here we are finding the least value of a, so a is the least, it cannot go down, so then we'll get the maximum value for b here, like this. A is the least, so b will be the maximum allowable value. So least value of a is 10 minus b. So we'll have to put 10 minus b here, and if we solve this inequality, we'll get the maximum value of b. So let us do that. So we'll write it as 100 into whatever we got for b here, that is 10. Sorry, a should be greater than equal to 10 minus b, the minimum value. So we put it here. So this will be plus 120b is less than equal to 1100. So this is the equation, and now it is all in b, so now it becomes a linear inequation or inequality in one variable. So this now we can solve directly. We can write it as 1000 minus 10b plus 120b less than equal to 1100. So this becomes, let me write it here. This is uh, 1000 minus b, so this is 1000 minus 1 sorry plus 110b less than equal to 1100, which is then sorry, this will be 100b. There is a mistake here, since we 100 will multiply to be 100, and then it will be minus 100b plus 120b, which is 20b. 20b. So now this is correct. So this is 20b less than equal to, and 100 goes that side, so 1100 minus 1000, which is 100. So b, we divide 20 in both sides, so it will be b less than equal to 5. So here we get b is less than equal to 5, so b can at most be 5. That means that the maximum number of 120-pound packages, which is b, can that the helicopter can carry per trip is 5. So that is our answer. That answer is the option is C, which is 5. And this is how we got it. Okay, let me try to write it in a text box instead. Let me write 10 minus is b to 0, and this gives 1000 minus 10 b, sorry, 1000 minus 100 b plus 120 b will be less than equal to 1100, and then it will become 20b less than equal to 100, and then uh, b less than equal to, this is the solution. Yeah, so now you can see the solution for a bit, and then we can move on to the next question. Okay. Now we go to the next question. Okay, this is the next question. It is a easy difficulty question, and it is just a linear equation in a single variable. So we're given 2x plus 3 is 9, so we have to find 6x minus 1. So let us first find the value of x. It is 9, so 2x is 6, and x is 3. Then 6x minus 1 is 6 3's minus 1, which will be 18 minus 1, which is 17. So the answer here is 17. So this is a simpler question, so you can see you just have to find the value of x and then put the value here. Okay, now let's move to the next one. So this is again another question on linear functions, and it is an easy question. So the function, we're given a function f which is defined by f of x equal to 8x. For what value of x does f of x is equal to 72? So we're given f of x is 8x, and this is equal to 72 for some x. So then we just have to find the value of x. So x is equal to 72 divided by 8, which is 9. So this is the correct answer. So the answer is 9. So the correct option is B. Two. Okay, so this question is done. It is a very straightforward question. You just have to solve this linear equation and get the value of x. Now let us go to the next one. Okay. So again, this is another repeat of a linear functions question, and the difficulty level is easy. So let us read the question. F of x is equal to 4x plus b, and for the linear function f, b is a constant. Uh, Write it. Yeah, b is a constant, and f of 7 is 28. So b is any constant, and we're given one for one value of x, we're given the value of f of x, that is 7. For 7, the f of x value is 28. We have to find the value of b. So again, we'll just put x is equal to 7 for f of x. So f of 7 is 28. That means f of 7 should be 4 into 7 plus b, plus b equal to 28. So we're just putting the values as per the defined functions. 4 into x plus b, so x is 7, so 4 into 7 plus b. So this is 28 plus b is equal to 28. So then b becomes 0. Okay, so b is 0, so that means option A is the correct one. So this is again, it was a very simple question. You just have to put the value of x here, and you will get a linear equation in this constant b, and you just have to solve it to get the value of b. Okay, so now let us move to the next question. So this is the last question for today. Let us see what this question is about. This is again a linear equations in two variables. So this is a hard difficulty level is hard for this question. So let us read the question. We're given a table here of x and y coordinates. K 13 is one and k plus 7 and minus 15 is another. The table gives us the coordinates of 2 points on a line in the xy plane. So there is a line in the xy plane and these are the 2 points here, this and this. uh, we mark it like this. This is 1 point k comma 13 and this k plus 7 comma minus 15. These are 2 points and the y-intercept of the line is k minus 5 comma b. So that means the line intercepts it at this point, k minus 5 comma b, intercepts the y-axis. So this is another point on the line, and k and b are some unknown constants. What is the value of b? So we are told to find the value of b here. Okay, so first of all let us derive the mm, slope for this line, so then we can derive the equation, or we can also put the 2 points in the formula for slope and then find out the unknowns k and b. Okay, so first let us find the slope by these given 2 points. M is equal to y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1 by x2 minus x1, and y2 minus y1, let it be, suppose this is the second point, minus 15. So it will be minus 15 minus 13 and it will be k plus 7 minus k. So then it becomes minus 28 divided by, and this will cancel out, it will be 7. So then we get our slope, that is slope will be minus 4. Okay, so now we got the slope. Now this is also another point on the line, so we can take these 2 points k comma 13. We already had got the slope by using this, and we can put this point also, k minus 5 comma b, and then these two are points on the line, so they should satisfy the slope formula. So we'll have m equal to, and we know m, so we can put the value minus 4. So m equal to y2 minus y1, so that is k b minus 13 divided by k minus 5 minus k. This is b minus 13 divided by, this cancels out and it will be minus 5. Okay, now we put the value of minus 4 that we got here. So m is minus 4, so minus 4 is equal to b minus 13 by minus 5. Then this will multiply here and we'll get 20 is equal to b minus 30. Okay, then we get b is equal to 20 plus 13, which is then 33. 33 will be the correct value of b, so that will be the answer here. Write that. So you can have a look here at the solution. Let me zoom out the page. So those were the questions for SAT. We had this set of questions. So thank you for joining the stream, and give the stream a like and subscribe our channel. And for more streams like these, you can write in the comments about what topics you would want. So you can have different topics also, like this was for algebra. We can have one for geometry, or for different topics which you like. So comment that uh, in the for the stream, and then we can have future streams like that. Thank you everyone, and see you in the next